Hey everyone, Lisa Resnick with The Real Tea. I am with Rebekah Rouser, the sales manager to the Poland office for Howard Hanna.
Hi, everyone.
How are you, Rebekah? Hey.
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's a little rainy today, but that's okay. Temperatures are still good, so I'm fine when it rains like this.
I know. We were talking in the office earlier this week, and we think we might have all seasons just in this week. So
We have
something for everyone.
I know. Hey, welcome to Ohio, right?
Right. Right.
So, Rebekah, tell us, how long have you been practicing real estate?
Oh gosh. So I got my license in 2011.
Okay.
So going on 9 years, 10 years almost. Oh my goodness, I'm aging myself. Yeah.
What made you make that crazy decision?
So I was in healthcare for 10 years before I got into real estate, and my kids were young at the time, and I was working in Pittsburgh, and my husband was working in Cleveland, and we were going opposite directions, and the kids were miserable, and life was miserable, and we thought, this isn't working. So I left my job, and about 3 months into being at home with the kids, I decided, God bless the stay-at-home moms, but it was not for me.
Oh, I know. Same thing.
I just needed to do something, and real estate was always an interest for me. And I thought, what a perfect time to really explore it and get into it. And that's what I did, and I never looked back.
What's your favorite memory when you're starting off?
Oh my gosh. So it's more mortifying. It's funny now, but so when I first started real estate, it wasn't as simple to get into a home as it is now, where everything is on your phone and you need one device.
Yes.
There were multiple devices to get into a house. And I remember I was doing an open house and I had everything. I got in the house, you've got your phone, you had the super opener, your papers, 20 other things that you're carrying into the house. And I had left something out in my car, and I walked out to get something out of my car. And when the door closed behind me, it locked.
Oh, no.
And it was like sheer panic. And I'm like, how on earth am I going to get back into this house? Because everything I own is inside the house.
Yes.
So luckily it was a cute little ranch, and luckily there was a window on the first floor that was open. So I literally had to crawl through the window to get back into the house. And all I could think of was I was waiting for the cops to show up, because the neighbors were going to call saying some wacky lady was just climbing in the window of the house.
There's this little blonde girl that's breaking
literally
into the house.
Crawling into the house. But they never showed up. Nobody called. And now it's funny, but it was mortifying at the time.
Well, number one, that's super impressive, because that shows your dedication to making sure that you got that open house open.
It was happening one way or the other. It was happening. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a good story.
That's a good story. Yeah.
But you are right. That would have been a while to get over as well.
Yeah.
So throughout your time, because you've been doing this for a while, throughout your time, you've definitely seen a lot of shifts and changes in how we do business. Yep. So what are some of your favorite changes, besides obviously the whole super system and the consolidation of all the different mechanisms that we used to utilize? But what are some of your most prominent changes that you've seen in the market right now?
Lost there for a second.
That's okay.
I would have to say technology for sure.
Yep.
It has opened up pathways that we just wouldn't have had the technology not come as far as it has. Video, virtual video, being able to connect with a client that you're working with who's on the other side of the state and feel like you're in the same room together. 10 years ago, it's like, I didn't even think we'd be where we're at, but I can't imagine where we'll be 10 years from now. Social media,
Yes.
It has, the amount of information that is delivered at the doorstep of the consumer, just in terms of real estate even, has changed leaps and bounds.
It truly has, because you do have the ability to connect with so many more people when it comes to that social media platform. I mean, heck, we're using it right now, right? So
I'm using it now. I know.
Exactly. So it's definitely, we have so many different ways that we can connect with people. So what are some of the downfalls of the changes, would you say?
The speed of the market, the speed of the business, the speed of the transaction. Some of that personal connection that I think is still so important that we try to intermix into everyday activities
Yes.
with clients is just not there anymore. Making decisions so fast, and especially in the market that we're in right now that I'm sure we're going to talk about, but just the speed of the business and how, while technology is fantastic, the downfall of it is everyone's connected 24/7. So it makes it more difficult to have that work-life balance sometimes.
It does make it difficult. And I will say to all the consumers out there that are looking and searching, I do think with technology, having that professional agent on your side to go through the transaction to help guide you through is extraordinarily important in commercial and residential. Making sure that you have that representation is very important.
Absolutely.
Because it's a pretty big deal.
Especially in this market right now. It's more crucial than ever to have someone really going to bat for you every single day.
Speaking of this market, how are things going on the residential side?
Lightning fast, which I'm sure, is the consensus for everyone. There's pluses and minuses. Supply and demand is definitely not in equilibrium right now. So we've got a plethora of buyers and, unfortunately not enough housing right now to fulfill that need.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of buyers out there. We constantly have been hearing about multiple offer situations and how competitive it is out there for people to be able to be that winning bid, if you will. Do you have any recommendations out there for people who are working with their agents to help put them in a better competitive situation? Besides having an agent on your side.
Right. It's funny because we talk about these kind of things at our sales meetings all the time. First and foremost is the power of the pre-approval.
Yes.
We've always all talked about it. But more than ever, you got to have, when you pull the trigger, you have to have everything in place. There is no time for delays or I'll get that to you tomorrow. Everything has to be turned in, at the time when you're doing everything. So that pre-approval in hand or the proof of funds, if you're paying cash, it's such a necessity. And that's something that the agents can help guide the clients through, the process of that and how to do that and being ready to go. We talk about, sometimes buyers have 15 minutes to make a decision when they're in a house and it's such a competitive, there's 15 other showings coming on your heels and you don't have that luxury anymore of, going tomorrow and doing a second showing to make sure that the house fits for you. So we've talked about, you kind of combine the first showing, the second showing into one opportunity. So you go and the first round is, you look at the aesthetics of the house and the layout of the house, and is it functional for you as someone who's purchasing a home? Does it fit your family needs? And then you kind of have to switch right into that second showing and you really look further into the mechanicals of the house, looking at those big items that you might not look at within that first 15 minutes. So it's getting as much information and your agent helping you kind of navigate, through that showing to see if this really is a good house for you. Because I think we all know if you sleep on it, you're not sleeping in it.
No, not at all. The opportunity is just not there for the buyers right now. I remember in DC often, because they've had a pretty hot market for quite some time, even more so now. But I know what people would have home inspectors come with them at showings to help go through all, because we're not all experts on the mechanicals and whether or not equipment, like the functionality of the home besides the aesthetics is working. So having that expert there to be able to give you that general idea of what you're getting yourself into, because it is a competitive market. And knowing that when you're making your bid, and right now sometimes over listing price, that you're not going to find yourself in a situation that is a bit more overwhelming.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
so the other thing that's been happening, and I did not give Rebekah a heads up on this, but I'm sure she'll be able to answer it. But there's been more and more people acquiring their licensing in real estate right now. So in the state of Ohio, you need to select your broker prior to being licensed. So what recommendation would you have for people out there that are looking to get their real estate license and start the process of meeting with different brokerages?
So you're right. Like, I don't think we've ever seen as many new faces coming into the industry as we have over the last year. And I think COVID has, so unfortunately, many people lost jobs, and, everyone's looking for something that they can do. But then we also have this influx of people who are now have the ability to work from home, and their positions may stay work from home. And they've always had either that interest in real estate, or it's something that they really think they want to do. And, HGTV makes it look so easy.
Yes. By the way, they always see more than 3 houses. They only show the 3,
absolutely.
But there's more than 3 that they see.
Absolutely. But there's only 3 that you actually see, and they're all, it's picture perfect on HGTV. Yes. Real estate is a fantastic industry. But it is a competitive industry. It always has been, but I think now, so with so many people, it's even more competitive. So when people are really going in and looking at, do I want to be a real estate agent, or would that be a career that I would be successful in? You got to look at, you got to look at your personality. And are you a self-starter? Are you someone that you wake up in the morning and you hold yourself accountable to the things that you need to do for the day? Because of course, your managers and brokers that you work with, they're going to hold you accountable to a certain level. But, we're independent contractors at the same time. So if you choose to, go outside and walk the dog versus making your morning phone calls and looking for homes and doing things like that and prospecting, it's going to be a tough time. What are your business goals? And when you're joining with a company, what are the goals of that company, and do those goals align so that you can build your business the way that you want a business and have a true partnership, with the company that you're going to join forces with. So, and it's a lot of it is the individual. So, and you can kind of tell, and if people are interested in getting into real estate, truly the best, before you just even dive into it, it's, call a couple of different people, and everybody knows a real estate agent of somewhere, somehow.
A couple of us.
And really pick their brain about it, and, talk to them about it and ask them about their daily life and their daily routine, because it does look glamorous, but there is a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that even the general public really doesn't know about. And it is a fantastic career, and we do really great things for home ownership, and for the clients that we represent. So it's awesome to see so many people interested in it. And it's, who knows how far real estate will go in the upcoming years.
So true. And I hope, with all the technology and everything that's happening out there, the powerhouse is Zillow, as we know, that people still understand the significance of having that professional agent that's located within your area to help you throughout the process, whether you're selling or you're buying, because having that expertise and that personal touch is extraordinarily important. If you work with anyone, or you are part of the real estate industry and would like to hear a particular topic or be on the show, please reach out to me at lisa@burganfriedkin.com, because I would love to hear from you. And I think Rebekah is phenomenal, and definitely a great source for all those out there that have questions about listing their property right now, or have questions regarding purchasing. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was my pleasure.
And how can people get in touch with you, Rebekah?
Please feel free to give me a call here at the office, at the Howard Hanna office. It's 330-707-1000. That's probably the easiest way. I'd give you my email address, but my name is usually not the easiest to spell. So give us a call and we can answer any questions you might have about real estate.
Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell for notifications. And also make sure to connect with us on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. For all of your business news, visit businessjournaldaily.com. For all of your arts and entertainment news, go to afterhoursyoungstown.com.